2.5 years ago, we, through regular academic study, really came to the realization that energy efficiency is the cleanest, most accessible form of fuel available to us. We don't have to build new power plants. We don't have to change our fuel mix. We just save energy. And yet, we waste more than half of the energy that we produce in this country, which means that we have a tremendous opportunity. Here's the thing, it's been that way for a decade or more. So the needle just wasn't moving. And prizes like this, large incentive competitions, we've got $5 million on the line for the community that leads the way on energy efficiency. Prizes like this are historically a proven way to unstick stuck problems like that. And they work because they open up the field of innovation to new ideas. The largest cities in this country, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, they've all been doing a lot on energy efficiency. But the fact of the matter is, those models, because of the scale and the infrastructure of those big cities, they don't translate. They don't translate to the 9,000 communities where almost 70% of the American public lives. Communities like Takoma Park. It's by asking Takoma Park to enter the competition, giving you a national platform, and giving you the chance to win $5 million, that we hope to come up with new models, new ideas that will ultimately transform the way we use energy in communities like this all across the country.
We're in a strong position on this because we have a history over decades now of innovating in ways to reduce energy and be a more sustainable community. And we're used to being groundbreaking in some things, so that we're used to having models that are replicable for other communities, and that's part of this as well, since it's not just reducing energy, but how replicable and scalable the different ideas are. We're used to thinking about things in those terms, and we're not afraid to try something new.
The next step is to get residents involved. We want to help residents start saving energy at home. That is going to be the first and the foremost way that Takoma Park will win the $5 million prize. To do that, the city has started offering free energy coaching services for residents, and that is for renters or homeowners. And residents can contact me, and I can come meet with them in their home and help them find ways to save energy. And this is good for people who are just starting out, maybe people who have unexpected spikes in their energy bills, or experts. We have a lot of people in Takoma Park that have already taken steps to reduce energy use, but maybe they're looking for that next level, and I can meet with them to help them identify some further opportunities. I would actually walk through their home with them and poke my head in their attic, their basement. Your house does not need to be clean. I've seen it all. And it's a mini energy audit. I'm not going to do any diagnostic testing, but I'm going to be able to identify some do-it-yourself fixes, identify major areas of energy leaks in their home, and make some recommendations based on what I see. Some of the recommendations might be to get a comprehensive energy audit, or it might be to talk with an HVAC specialist that specializes in energy efficient equipment. There are a number of things that can be wasting electricity in your home. I actually have a device, an energy use meter. They're available at the library to check out too. We can plug that into different things to see how much electricity is being wasted. It can be simple things like your cable box is plugged in all day even though you're not recording shows, and that can waste $40 a year. So just finding things like that can make a big difference. We are really lucky that Pepco offers $2,000, 50% of the cost of an insulation and air sealing job, up to $2,000 cash back, to have your home air sealed and insulated. That can reduce your energy bills up to 30%. And they also subsidize the cost of a comprehensive home energy audit, which normally costs $400 to $500. You can get one for just $100.
The actual energy metric is pretty simple. We're taking the aggregate electric and natural gas usage for the residential and municipal sector. So public buildings and homes, electric and natural gas. We're adding that up, dividing by the number of people served by those utilities in the community. And so we can compare communities of somewhat different size across the country. We'll also be normalizing for weather and climate and some other things like that. So it's a reduction in that energy usage over the next 2 years. We're talking now January 2015, so by December of 2016. If you've reduced the energy as compared to a 2-year baseline, so 2013, 2014, we'll take those top 10 or so communities, and they'll enter the final round. What we're looking for in that round is not just the energy saving, it's the models, it's the innovation, it's the ideas that can be replicated and scaled across the country.
We're used to coming up with new approaches where a lot of our colleagues who we see other places go, gee, I just heard about this that you're doing, whether it's the citywide composting or polystyrene ban. It's not anything big, but it was a good number of years ago where the city stopped buying plastic water bottles. And, you know, always up on the dais we have pitchers of water. So it's small things, but that's a reduction in energy use of creating those bottles, transporting them here full of water, and then dealing with the recycling again. So it may not be something that gets measured in this competition, but it's just efforts like that that go to overall energy reduction and sustainability.
One of the things that I'm excited to launch is a neighborhood energy challenge, and that will be for neighbors to band together. It'll help build a sense of community, but also work on peer pressure and get your neighbors to start saving energy at home. And it's not going to be just for homeowners. It'll be for renters and buildings too. So everyone in the city will be able to participate, and there will be prizes for the neighborhoods and the buildings that have the biggest reductions in energy use. I'm hoping to do some door-to-door canvassing, which is always exciting, but it's the best way to talk to people, to explain the program to them, the benefits, and we'll be using traditional methods. The newsletter is a great way to communicate with Takoma Park residents, and then our website, social media, all of the ways.
An important point to get across is that $5 million is a large amount of money, and that's a big motivator. But when you really do the math, the savings that Takoma Park could realize by becoming more energy efficient are as much or more than that. And that savings, in terms of homeowners' budget, go directly back into the local economy. That savings, in terms of the municipal infrastructure, go directly back into taxpayer programs for the community. So while $5 million is a big motivator out there, every community that saves energy is going to win that and more.
We are environmentalists and activists, and the Georgetown Energy Prize is such a great way for our residents to rally together and to make a big difference in the community. I would love to help residents start saving energy immediately, so they can contact me, and I would love to schedule appointments with them for the energy coaching.
Grandma, she's here! Grandma!
Okay, I'm ready. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm here to pick up Mrs. Johnson.
Hey, Mrs. Wells, she's ready.
Mrs. Wells, thanks for coming. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you called the village of Takoma Park. Okay, let's go.
The Volunteer Ride Program is one of the services offered to seniors who cannot drive themselves and who are members of the village of Takoma Park. The request for driving can be for doctor's visits, for shopping trips, or for social events. Regional rides are provided as long as volunteer drivers are available.
The Young Activist Club has already had a long-lasting impact on the city. They've really worked hard to get the polystyrene trays removed from the schools. They were instrumental in the passage of the Young Activists Act of 2014, banning polystyrene in the city. They've worked with the county council to further efforts there as well around the whole county, and I think their impact here is going to spread potentially statewide and nationwide. They really have worked hard, and they show us how it's all done.
The club was really they did a great job raising the issue. You know, they put the issue on the map. They were the first ones really active here to say, this use of styrofoam has to stop. And it was a food service product that they were focusing on. And so I think it really got a lot of momentum after that. And styrofoam was a big focus for groups working on litter issues. And so it really, in a very short period of time, went from the cafeteria to the whole county. And now we have a styrofoam ban in place for the whole county, all 1 million people in Montgomery County.
I'm privileged to be able to share the stage with the Young Activist Club and with my colleagues, with Hans Riemer, Jill Ortman-Foos, with Mayor Williams. it was fun being up there, and it was great having something to celebrate. A lot of fun.
That was really exciting, and we're really thankful and happy that we've pursued our goal and accomplished it. It's been really great to work with them, and we're really happy to start working with the businesses to enforce our new law, and we're just really thankful that they could help us out and support us.
We're really thankful that they have been there to help us, even when, like, some people have said, no, I don't really like this club, what is this?
We were trying to ban polystyrene in Takoma Park because polystyrene it's really bad for you. It's a known neurotoxin, which means it causes cancer. That's obviously a very bad sickness. So we were also trying to get rid of the polystyrene trays in the school cafeterias. So we have accomplished both of those things, and the Takoma Park ban is going to take place on January 1st, 2016. These trays, some of them actually still go to the incinerator because they have food on them. And these people they won't even scrape it off. So they can't be recycled. So they're still trashed, and it still goes up into the air, and it still hurts the environment. So we're trying to get composting bins. We could even have the kids rip up the trays, which is really fun to do, first of all, and it's really easy.
4 pieces. In 3, 2, 1.
We wanted to demonstrate that ripping up these trays were really easy and anybody can do it and it's fun. So it's like a 3-in-1 thing.
And also the reason we ripped up the trays was so that it would be easier to compost the cardboard trays and easier to mix it up with all the other things we'd be composting if we went ahead with our compost project.
So at the moment we're working on composting project. We just started that this year, and I don't know what's going to happen after that. We might try to either do something more out of the businesses or find other things. But yeah, there's going to be a lot happening soon.
We're making a big difference and making everyone not sick, because polystyrene is really bad for you and the environment.
Our club is really just working to make our schools cleaner and greener, and I think we're really helping out the students and even the teachers and employees that work at the school, and I think we're really helping them and keeping them healthy and safe and helping also them make an impact on the world.
We're trying to get composting thing at our school. Now, even though we have the paper trays, which are good, they still have a lot of food on them, and they go to the trash, and not even half of them make it to a composting place.
As some of our fellow activists demonstrated in our rally, we can rip them up into 4 or smaller pieces, and they can decompose.
So they can decompose
with
easier.
the leaves and other things that we put in the compost bins. So that's really our big next step, which it's going to take a bit, but we're going to really fight for it.
I think it was great to have everyone who's helped us along the way to our victory there, and being able to talk about what's happened in the past 6 years. I think it was just great.
I think it's good for the public to know what's happening, because I think a lot of people around in the neighborhood just don't know what's actually happening and are not that aware.
It was really good to see as many of the young activists as were here, and to see all the people in the audience, and hope they recruit some more folks and make their efforts even stronger.
It was great, to see all of the young activists talking about their experience and sharing their passion for social change. It's really inspiring, and it's part of what makes this community so special is, to see the parents in the audience I know many of them in their own personal histories of political activism. To see that continuing in the next generation, that's what we're all about here.
This club is a great example and an inspiration for Takoma Park, but I am really glad to be able to say that there are so many people just like these kids in Takoma Park. The fact is that most of them are a good 15 to 50 years older than these kids, so they're really setting an example to show about lifelong activism, but it's really great living in a community that has people of all ages who are active in the way that they are, but they're a great example of actually getting something done.
Love the earth, don't trash it. Love the earth, don't trash it.
I joined the club because I wanted to help the environment and I wanted to save it and I wanted to ensure a good place to live for the future people that inhabit this place, this earth.
Because the environment is important and it's a good way to raise awareness about what is happening to the environment and how we need to stop it. Really? It's fun. The club is fun, and anyone who wants to join should contact us at our website.
I'll second that.
Yeah, www.youngactivistclub.org.
Or just talk to us.
Yeah, if you see us anywhere.
Look at the sign,
Hi Nima.
Hi Gina.
How's it going?
Okay.
What's that bucket?
It's the compost bucket from the city.
Oh, so is the city picking up compost now?
Yeah, they are.
Ah, that's so cool. How do I get a bucket?
You just go online and sign up.
So do the buckets attract mice and bugs?
The good thing is that it doesn't. That this green lid that we have out here is an airtight lid and it prevents any mice or anything from getting in.
Oh, that's great. So bugs and mice can't get in there. What about that liner? Is that compostable too?
It's a compostable liner and I got it from the city when I signed up.
Hey, since I don't have a bucket, can I put some of my food scraps in your bucket this week?
Sure, come on, bring it in.
You have to help me with what goes in there.
Okay.
So, I think I have eggshells.
Yes, it does.
Okay. I have a bunch of coffee grounds from this morning. Can those go in there?
You can definitely put coffee grounds, even tea bags. They take napkins, even pizza boxes, and meat, any sort of meat. And
any kind of meat?
Yeah.
What about bones?
Yeah, bones and even seafood.
I think I have some in here from my roommate.
Okay.
Let me look for it. Skippy! You can't get a head start on the compost.
Skippy, you better behave. We'll compost you.
Miss Earth Maryland is a state delegate of the Miss Earth United States pageant, and the general Miss Earth International pageant, which is a pageant for all women across different countries. It's just like Miss World or Miss Universe, but the main difference between Miss Earth and any other pageant is that it's focused on things regarding the environment. So title holders support different causes that are regarding the environment. They could work on projects that are on deforestation, water conservation, and for me, my Beauties for Cause project is mining, because that's what I'm studying at Virginia Tech. I'm studying mining and minerals engineering, and I'm a final year student there. What I've been doing for the past couple days and throughout my reign, we'll be going to different schools in Maryland and talking about what mining is and how it's important in our daily lives. Mining is not something that I, since I was younger, I wanted to do. But I was originally born in Freetown, Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone, mining is a big part of our economy, and that's a big conversation in our country. With regards to hydraulic fracturing, I know that's a conversation that, it's either a lot of people are for it or against it. But I think it's all about creating better technologies for our community and how it affects the different stakeholders in our community. There are definitely ways that it can be improved by hydraulic fracturing with regards to providing oil and things like that. I think that's very important for our community. We need these resources, and it's all about the technologies and how we go about it. That's what we need to work on. I am very interested in politics because I think it's important for us to know what goes on in our community and the people that we elect in office. These are the people that represent us indirectly. So I think it's very important for us to be very much aware. We need to be knowledgeable voters. I mean, as that's our civic duty as Americans, that we have to be very aware of what's going on in our communities, and we need to vote on the issues. So that's why I'm very, very much interested in politics, because it affects our daily lives. I think it's a great thing that 16-year-olds can vote, because in the local areas, they are directly affected by it. For instance, why in politics or just what happens with regards to voting is important to me, because as a young adult, I'm in college right now, loans are important to me. The education system is very important to me. It's all about my concerns, and also I'm at a stage where right now I'm looking for a job when I graduate in May. So I think those are things that tell other students that they need to care about what goes on, because it affects them directly in terms of transportation, healthcare. Those are things that are important, that directly affect them. Global affairs won't really affect, a teenager or anything like that, but just thinking with regards to education system, what opportunities they're given, how much resources with regards to funding, those are all related to politics. So those are things that I will tell them about, that why their vote is very important and why they need to raise their voice and act upon it. When You Believe Foundation Incorporated. That's an organization that I started in 2010. It's with regards to women's empowerment. For me, I am very much involved with women's issues, and my minor actually in college is Women's Studies Leadership. And so in 2010, I've always volunteered and I've always been passionate about women's issues, and I wanted to start something of my own, whatever contribution I can make to society. So I started the When You Believe Foundation Incorporated, and we have so many volunteers. We have programs in Maryland, in Virginia, South Carolina, and different places that it's, with the help of my family and my friends, we've been able to create canned food drives. We've created workshops for women talking about education, leadership, gender equality, and, body image is a big thing that young girls are dealing with in today's society and have always dealt with, the scrutiny from the media. And so those are conversations that we have in When You Believe Foundation. I believe that the future for me, it's very bright, because I'm a very adventurous woman, and I like to just get myself involved with different things to just live the best that I can in my younger years and also in the future. So I just want to be as successful and happy as I can be.
Hello, Tony. Could you come over? I need some help with my computer.
Sure, I'll be right there.
Great, thank you.
Fred, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for coming, Tony.
What seems to be the problem?
I'm trying to schedule an appointment to go shopping tomorrow morning. The information is on my computer and I can't get it to turn on. Can you help me?
I have the number for Village of Takoma Park. I can call for you if you want.
That would be great. Thank you.
When do you want to schedule?
For tomorrow morning, about 11 o'clock.
Hello. Yep. I would like to schedule a ride for Fred Parks for tomorrow at 11. Correct. Thank you. Jack Wells will be here tomorrow at 11.
Oh, Jack. Great. Thank you, Tony.
Tony and Fred are members of a village. Tony's special expertise is computers. He helps his neighbors whenever he can. Once in a while, neighbors may need help like Fred when he wanted to set up a ride. In addition to computer help, the Village of Takoma Park volunteers can help in other ways. Call to volunteer or to find out more.
The Lifelong Takoma program had identified a need that existed with residents who have physical limitations and who are unable to remove snow from their sidewalks, their steps, and their walkways. So we were looking at some creative solutions as to how we could provide the support to residents that needed it to be able to remove their snow. I had gone out to Takoma Park Middle School when I had learned of a club of community service student volunteers. The name of the club is called Difference Makers, and the facilitator of that club just embraced the idea of wanting to help. And since that time, there have been about 4 snow removal outings with the students. This last time, there were over 40 residents that had received assistance through the pilot. And the name of the pilot, which was coined by one of our council members, is the Snow Angels.
A few years ago, some students came to me and asked if I would help sponsor a service club. And so it's basically a nonprofit organization that we founded several years ago. And the idea is to get the kids out working in the community. So we work with a lot with Special Olympics. We raise money for cancer research, get food donated for our Takoma Park families. Like this past Thanksgiving, we do what's called Thanks for Giving, and we had fed about 87 families in the Takoma Park area for 4 days. So we try to do as many service projects as possible, and the snow shoveling project is something new that we began this year.
Well, some kids from my school are getting together and going around the community of Takoma Park, and we are shoveling snow. A lot of them who can't shovel their own snow signed up for this, and we have a list of people, and we go around to their houses and we shovel their driveways, sidewalks. It just seemed like a good thing to be doing. Also, we keep getting lost.
I decided to join because it's a group at Takoma Park Middle School that helps like improve people's lives. They have done a polar bear plunge for these Special Olympics, and they just do a lot of good things. They're doing a coat drive. It helps everyone. People in your community can help shape your life, and it's just a nice thing to do to help people. People are grateful for it.
I think the kids get a great deal from it. We have now, as these kids progress to high school, we have several sets of kids who want to start the same program at their high schools, so that's part of the idea. I have many kids. I have one student who comes back and visits who's in college now. You know, the idea is to help get the kids the idea to give back to the community, that it's not all, you know, we don't look for accolades, we don't look for things, we don't look for any money, we don't look for any donations. What I want the kids to understand is that it's important to give back and not seek anything in return.
This is a new pilot. So with all new things, you know, there's a little bit of tweaking that needs to occur. But overall, I would say that the feedback that we have been receiving has been outstanding. Residents have commented on the students' professionalism, their politeness, the thoroughness in which they do the work. Again, it's a work in progress, so there may be isolated incidences where we needed to do a little bit more. We're learning as we go along, but it's been very favorable, well received. Residents want to expand the program, and so I'm looking at other schools and have approached other schools so that we can provide more assistance to more residents in the city of Takoma Park.